Well, good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business. Let's wake up the football gods here as I take a little break. I'm up working on my cabinets outside. I've fixed the deck and everything, and I've got to stain the cabinet so that way I can get it in place and start working on putting the granite tile up on there. So I'm going to go up and work on that in a little bit, but I wanted to go through and talk about Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory, yes, and somebody had commented and asked if I was ever going to do an interesting video. So my comment to that is no. I'm just going to keep doing the same type that I'm doing, and I hope that it annoys you. But keep watching because I appreciate you watching them to evaluate whether or not it was interesting. But anyway, Randy Gregory. Here's the lowdown. Sometime this month, he's going to apply for reinstatement to the commissioner, Roger Goodell. We've got that happy feeling right now because the NFLPA and the NFL are meeting starting the 17th, 18th, and 19th to try and hammer out a deal, which is spearheaded by one Jerry Jones. We know that we got lucky with Zeke Elliott. For once, they gave us a little bit of a break. Now, here's the deal with Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory, since he was notified by the NFL, has not failed a test, which is great. And I know a lot of you fans are out there are like, screw Randy Gregory. He's just a drug addict and everything else. And it's like, hold up, guys. Hold up, hold up. As Chris Long pointed out, listen, as long as you don't get in trouble for weed, you know when the test is going to be, and it's one time a year. So you stop about a month before the test, pass the test, and you're good for the other 10 months of the year. So if we're saying that Randy Gregory has not smoked anything this whole time, it's pretty good. And part of the reason why he says that he smokes marijuana is he's been diagnosed as being bipolar. You'll remember Charles Haley, Hall of Famer, was diagnosed with bipolar. He's gone through and talked about dealing with bipolar. He's on medication to deal with his bipolar. But Charles Haley, used to be very fiery. And the stories I could tell you about how fiery he used to be back in the day in San Francisco and Dallas and everything else, beyond being a prankster, Charles, he was kind of out there. Great person, guy you want on your team because believe me, you didn't want to play against him, but had bipolar. And so Randy Gregory has some of these same traits of being bipolar. And so I ask you this. If he was taking a medication prescribed by a doctor for bipolar, that'd be okay, right? Because like we see on TV all the time, commercials for Latuda. And it's kind of a funny name, like Latuda. And I think Toot, Toot, anyway. We are prescribed medications after medications. And I remember a friend of mine who was suffering with these severe migraines that were debilitating. And she was prescribed one drug to take care of the pain. And then she was prescribed another drug to take care of the side effects from that drug. And then there was another drug to take care of the side effects from the drug that was taking care of the other side effects. And so literally she was taking pill after pill. And what we find out a lot of times with medication is the drug will take care of a problem that you have, but will also then create some other problems you have to deal with. You know, sometimes you take medication for, bipolar and you gain tons of weight. I've seen it happen. Mental stability is better, but all of a sudden now you've got to deal with worrying about diabetes and the overweightness and everything else and the other stuff that comes along with it. And so I started thinking about this, that if the marijuana is helping with the bipolar as opposed to, say, taking Latuda, because I started looking up Latuda. Because, you see the commercials on TV and you see the people all happy and everything else because they're taking that drug. And then they're reading off all of the side effects, explosive diarrhea and, your skin might fall off, your hair will come out and everything else. But you won't have the problem you had, dry eye. So I started looking at Latuda, which is prescription. And I don't know if that's banned by the NFL or not. But technically this is a drug that he could be taking for the bipolar as opposed to weed. Be aware of any possible side effects and work with your doctor to help manage them. Speak up if your medication is not working or if you're having side effects. If you are starting to experience worsening of symptoms, don't be afraid to call your doctor. Suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Antidepressant medications may increase suicidal thoughts or behaviors in some children, teenagers, and young adults for the first few months of a treatment. Depression and other serious mental illnesses are themselves associated with an increase in the risk of suicide. Wow, okay. There's a whole section on just suicide. Okay, let me go to another one. Adults with bipolar depression, restlessness or feeling like you need to move around, difficulty moving or slowing moving, and sleeplessness or drowsiness. Nausea, weight gain, problems sleeping, insomnia. This is not a complete list of side effects. Please see the important safety information. Increased mortality in patients with dementia. Latuda may also cause serious side effects including stroke, NMS is a serious condition that can lead to death, uncontrolled body movement, problems with your metabolism such as high blood sugar, diabetes, extremely high blood sugar can lead to coma or death, and you've had diabetes or risk factors for diabetes, or family history of it, please check with your doctor. Increased fat levels in your blood, weight gain, increased prolactin levels in your blood sugar, low white blood cell count, decreased blood pressure, falls, seizures, problems controlling your body temperature so you feel too warm, mania or hypomania, difficulty swallowing, do not drive, operate heavy machinery, or dangerous activities until you know Latuda side effects. Avoid eating grapefruit or drinking grapefruit juice while you're taking Latuda. Yeah, this thing goes on for pages. Okay, so this would probably pass the NFL. You're okay if you take Latuda. All right, now let me go to marijuana side effects. Feeling of panic or fear, paranoia, possible hallucinations, trouble concentrating, decreased ability to perform tasks, or decreased interest in completing tasks. I don't see anything about heart attack or diabetes or stroke or... No, that's it. That's it for weed. Now, I don't know because I'm not a weed smoker. I don't know, so don't look at me as thinking I'm an expert, here that, I'm trying to get you to sleep with, because that's not me. But I'm looking at the side effects for taking Latuda. I'm looking at the side effects for taking marijuana. If both of them work for bipolar, and it is helping him to focus, because another one of the things that they tell you to do for bipolar is therapy. Therapy and drugs. Having things to keep you occupied, having things to make you feel good, having things to work out your system. If it's really about Randy Gregory not only being a football player, but getting himself together, the best therapy in the world for him is probably being on the football field, to be able to work out some of that anxiety, that depression, and things like that, dealing with life. You follow where I'm going here? And if he hasn't failed a test in the last 6 months, and with him being tested on a weekly basis, it's not that much drug use that he's had. I mean, he's not allowed to. I get that. So if he smoked 4 or 5 times in a year, how much is 4 or 5 times smoking weed a year in comparison to a player telling you that when the test is, You're good after that. And let me put this in another way, because maybe you don't smoke weed. But how many people out there, when they're under stress, say, I need to get me a cigarette? Let me have a drink. Let me go eat some ice cream. These are all ways of dealing with stress, depression, high anxiety situations, and so forth. Now, I have no idea what the NFL is going to do. And a lot of you will say, well, marijuana is bad for you. And it probably is not the best thing for you. But but is all this medication we're prescribed? We all have some things that aren't right. Bad knees, bad joints, physically, emotionally, mentally, that we need help from the outside for. So if you look at it from that approach, it looks a little bit different than, you know what, I just like to smoke weed for the fun of it. I just like to get high. Put yourself in his shoes. That's all I can tell you. All right, well, let me get out here because it looks like it's going to rain, so I need to get this stuff stained before it does. But as always, friends, I want to thank you for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. And I want to thank you for being there, out there, hating what I do. Either way, you're still watching. I'll see you soon.